All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. I am your Ice Dragon, RayronVR, and today we've got again some more news that I just did not see coming. 2025 is just going to be the year of items and products that did not see coming, couldn't even have predicted. And this product for sure was something that I did not see coming. So let's go ahead and jump right into it here. We've got this Walthers Titans of Steel. Now, when this was formally announced, I thought it was going to be a brand new product line. You know, when Scale Trains, they have their own product line of Rivet Counter. We've got Atherin with Genesis series, and so I thought this Titans of Steel, you got the locomotive, so you're thinking, okay, this could be a very high-end, maybe some brand new locomotive series that Walthers is going to come out with. And as you can see from the picture here, it is something that I think threw us all for a loop. And this is apparently a trading card series from Walthers. What? And so I'm just gonna go through here of the video that you have. I'll post the link down there, but here's kind of the booster package for this Titans of Steel. Contains 10 cards. Chase the Golden Ticket, railroad trading cards. Now, I'm going to have to provide a little bit of context here because I am both questioning what the heck is Walthers thinking, and then a part of me says, oh my god, this is the greatest product ever. Now, there is some context to that. So before I really got back into model railroading on YouTube, I was actually streaming on Twitch, and I was a big Pokemon trading card game content creator. I would collect the cards physically and would also do the Pokemon online. So there was a lot of trading card background for me that I just absolutely loved. I used to collect the 90s cards, and it was a big thing for me. I did Pokemon, I did Magic the Gathering, I did Yu-Gi-Oh! And I just found myself loving competitive Pokemon trading card games. So when I saw this, I was actually excited, but I have a ton of feedback on this. And the first feedback is that I think Walthers really missed a golden opportunity because trading card gaming is huge right now. It's hard, if you're big into the Pokemon scene, it's hard to get Pokemon boosters now in stores because they're so popular when it comes to the collectability, when it comes to the gameplay. And even with Magic the Gathering and all these other cards, it is very popular because of the gaming aspect. Now, when it comes to these cards, there's basically two different types of style. You got ones that are just straight up collectors. So it's like, think of it as like sports cards. You've got football cards that can go out, get signed by your favorite players, or try to find that really rare card that has the signature on it, or like hockey or baseball cards. And then you got the actual trading card games like Pokemon, Magic the Gathering, Yu-Gi-Oh, and so forth, that you can actually collect them and play them as well, and play them competitively. And that's where I think more of the popularity comes from, is that you can actually have a gaming session with those cards. Now, with the Walthers here, again, you can compare it to sports cards. It is a trading cards, not gaming trading card game. And so that's why we go through this. They got these beautiful illustrations when it comes to these cards, and we'll go into kind of the details of this here in a second. And so I think it's a great concept, but I think they really missed the mark when it comes to like the long-term just playability or collective aspect of it. That sure, you can buy a pack, you get 10 of these cards, and then what are you going to do with them afterwards? Yeah, you can put them in sleeves and binders and socialize, but I think for this product, I think it's just what I call a niche of a niche. Model railroading is a niche in itself. Model railroading and railroading in general has multiple niches that are under it. You've got rail fanning, you've got model railroading, 3D printing, scenery, and all those other things. And now you're adding one more layer of niche to the overall fandom in itself. I think there could be a place for this, but it's just one of those things that I think it'll be a stocking stuffer type of gift, and then people eventually will forget about it. And so I understand what they were trying to go for, that you can just collect these and then just be on your merry way. I feel like it's more educational based. As you can see here, you got the image, and then you got some history, basic specifications, technical details, and that's all cool and so forth. But again, where's what I would call in the gaming industry replayability? There's no playability or replayability to this besides, okay, now I have it collected, and then now I'm going to store it in a binder never to see it again. And so that's where my gaming side says, why would I want to spend the money on this when I can just go out, buy a buy the $10 or particular freight car associated with it. If I can find a cheap one, this could boost for $10, and I can actually have replayability with it because I can roll it on the track, I can attach it to other cars, and so on and so forth. Why would I want a card stock just to put it away? So again, I know it's trying to capture a market that doesn't exist when it comes to railroading and cards, but I think there's a reason why there isn't one, because there's no demand for it. I could be wrong. There could be a lot of demand for this, but one of my biggest feedback with Walthers is that I wish they made some sort of gameplay mechanic to this car system. Like, imagine imagine a gameplay where two players go against each other. They got to try to build this epic train that needs to carry passengers, and then you have a card that's a conductor, card that's a engineer, and then you go head to head. Maybe you use some sort of dice roll to see how far a train moves, or there's just something that allows that replayability factor when it comes to these type of cards. But unfortunately, these cards are just purely educational. Again, nothing wrong with that, but I feel like this could have been much, much more when it comes to this. And I know there's a lot more that needs to go behind the scenes when actually developing a game. There's a lot of test playing you gotta do. You gotta make sure everything is balanced, everything is fair, nothing is overpowered. But again, there's a great concept here. They use famous people of history to add to this, which I think is pretty cool. And so there is some sort of collectability. If they actually use modern day individuals, then you could potentially get signatures from them. But again, we're talking about potential CEOs and engineer drivers, and it's going to be a lot more harder to get their signature. The first person I can imagine trying to get a signature from that may actually be doable is obviously Ed, the engineer of the Big Boy 4014, that if they make a card of him, then they can go out and sign it. Now, I do got to give a lot of props to Walthers, because trying to get all of these licenses to get these photos and from the railroads to actually produce something like this is amazing. That I think is a feat in itself, and I congratulate Walthers for getting all the licensees to actually make a product like this. And look at the shot here, just beautiful. And me personally, I am going to buy some of these, because this is bedroot into my how I started content creation. I used to do a lot of showcasing of Pokemon cards, Magic the Gathering, and so forth on a separate channel back in the day. And so now you got a mix and match of cards and model railroading, which is two of my favorite things. And so, yeah, I'm going to be gullible. I'm going to take this niche of a product, and I'm going to get some, because there's something about collecting a booster box. So again, I gotta rewind a little bit. If you guys are not know the terminologies when it comes to collectible card games, when I reference a booster box is basically this entire box right here that comes with the entirety of the cards. Typically, you want to buy booster boxes because it gets you potentially that one rare card. Usually 1 out of 3 will have that famous red card. I don't know how the distribution is going to work for Walthers, considering I'm not sure if they even consulted any collectible card game consultants to see how their drop rates are going to be, basically when a rare card is going to drop per pack. And so that'll be kind of interesting to see how this goes, because again, I used to do Pokemon a lot, so I'm curious to see how all those mechanics are. If you're just a typical model railroader, you probably won't know what I'm talking about, so I'm trying my best to bridge that gap a little bit. And so you got these booster boxes here. I'm curious how much the price is going to be. That's something I think I need. Let's see if we can find that price, actually. I'm really kind of curious how much these packs are. Okay, so looks like we got some reserves. So it looks like we got a starter deck here. Oh, that's interesting. So complete set Titans includes complete set of all Series 1 56 common trading cards. And so the boosters get you 8 common, 1 rare, and 1 wild card, and then the booster box gets you 24 Series 1 pack, 200. That's a bit high for a booster box of 24. I could be wrong. Let me do a little bit of digging here. So how much is a booster box for Pokemon? Because I think it's 200 as well, but it's been a hot minute since I've actually looked at booster boxes. Okay, so booster boxes are around 200 as well, so that's actually fair. So we got 200, $70 for all of the common cards. I think that's a little high. And $8 per 10 cards. I think that's also high because I think Pokemon's come to that price as well. It seems a little high to me, but yeah, that does feel a little bit high. So about for the cost of one card from a train show or something, you can get one pack of cards. So I don't know. I'll probably get this one, and then I'll probably get a booster box just so we can showcase it and do some cracking of the packs per se. But again, very interesting. Again, it's a niche. That's my issue with this, is that I don't see people doing this. Like, I'm a realistic when it comes to these type of products, especially when it comes to business. I just don't see people collecting these and being all hype over them. Like I said, I think it's gonna be a stocking stuffer gift. I wish there was some sort of gameplay mechanic with these. That's my biggest complaint about this. Otherwise, it's a great again, I don't see people doing this. I don't see late generations in model railroading doing this with friends. I could be wrong, but I think you'll have that one person who is like me, who used to collect cards with a different system, doing this. But I don't see like a group of people doing this. I don't know. Trade again. I don't see people doing this. I think it's a big gimmick at that point. And I think the other issue with this is that distribution is going to be a problem, because when it comes to other collectible cards, their distribution is massive. You see them everywhere. You can see them from gas stations to Walmart to Target to all sorts of other places, All Dollar, Dollar Tree, all those other places. Whereas something like this, again, it's a niche. It's going to be only in those hobby stores. And you know, hobby stores are a dime a dozen at this point. It's really rare to find. And I think that's going to be another problem for this product. If they can get this distribution out to big box stores, then yeah, I can see this becoming a big thing. And I think that's where Walthers need to try to focus, to see if they can get them into normal stores, because then you can get new people into the hobby. That's actually where I can see this really being beneficial, is getting your normal, what I call normies, into just railroading in general, if we can get them out to those stores. Let's see what else. I think that's it here. So yeah, we've got locomotives. So now we get into the different types of categories. We got locomotives, passengers, freight. We got landmarks, and we got trailblazers, which is basically the visionary leaders, inventors, and pioneers whose bold idea, innovations, and investments fueled the rise of the railroad and transformed transportation history. Now, this is good. I love the categories, and again, you can just see that there's a gamification of this that can be done out of this. You can try to have like a hand, which is like, you draw from a deck, you get 5 cards in your hand, and it's like, okay, you want to put the best locomotive down attached to the best freight passengers, and you can have like a scenario saying, okay, you got to do X amount of freight, then you got to build a freight train, or you got passengers that are waiting, then you can build the best passenger. And then the landmark and trailblazers can give you boosts to those trains, or you can have engineers and conductors. Again, I think there's just so much more potential with this that it's just missed, unfortunately. But again, I think Walthers' plan with this was more purely educational. And so will this product survive? I don't think so, which is why I think I would grab some, because if they start it, realize it's not doing well, and discontinue it, then the value of these cards go way up. So that's where the collecting part comes into play. But yeah, we got informational based stuff here, which is pretty cool. And then they've got rarities. Again, I don't understand rarity in a card system that doesn't have a game mechanics, but again, I'm kind of biased. You got these elite cards that are basically holographic, and then you got these cool looking crown 1v1. So this is definitely inspired by, baseball cards, sports cards. You got these one-of-one exclusive cards that obviously drive the price up. But again, the value of it is dictated by the want of this product. If people don't want this product, then the value is not really worth anything. So, and then we got some cool things here. They got cards that can make this... And so you can do, and this is what I'm talking about. This is the gamification that Walthers could have done, that you can make this full train here. See, perfect. Now add some sort of gameplay mechanic to this. And then you got me sold, because then there's a reason to have these, there's a reason to store these, and there's a reason to get people involved. It's hard to get people involved if you can't have these cards interacting in some sort of mechanical way. But yeah, and then you can have a place where you can submit your photos and then go from there. So again, I think it's a great concept. Card 1 of 9, so then you can complete the whole. Again, there's aspects to this that are awesome, but why would I want the cards when I can just go out and buy like a $10 Riverossi card and actually have them rolling around the main line? Again, it's that replayability that I always look at to get my values worth out of the product that I'm purchasing. So again, these are cool. Like, these cards will probably be good as, like I said, stocking stuffers or something to put on a countertop when you have guests over, just to talk about. Say, hey, these are pretty cool, and get you talking. But then it's a bridge to get you into model roading itself, and that's another probably main aspect to this, is that it's a topic conversation, but I don't see it as a standalone product when it comes to the future. So I don't know. You'll definitely see these on the channel. I'll probably get a couple of these just to see what it's all about, and then go from there. So with that, guys, what do you guys think? Are you going to be try to catch them all, per se, when it comes to these railroads? I think it's interesting. I'm hoping Series 2, like I said, has a gamification. Again, I can't stress that enough, because that's what makes it really valuable when it comes to this type of stuff, especially in this modern age. If you want to get the Gen Zs and the upcoming generations up and coming, gamify this. Can't stress that enough. And then so yeah, let me know what you guys think down below. And I do want to rant a little bit. I kind of say this towards the end, but this is more of a rant with Walthers, and especially their social media team, because I try to give a lot of good feedback about this card system, and they end up deleting my comments. And if it's not a positive comment, Walthers will delete it all. And you guys know on their Walthers YouTube channel, they have all their comments disabled. And again, this is me personally, I wish they stopped doing that, because there is some good feedback that they can get from this, free, honest feedback that they can get almost instantaneously. You're going to have those trolls, you're going to have those bad people that have negative comments and so forth, but it is such a resource drain to try to monitor all that on social media. It's almost impossible to do it. But I think it's tough to give Walthers feedback, and it just kills me to see them filtering and blocking out comments that are not positive. So Walthers, if you're listening to this, please look at it from an objective standpoint. As a business, those comments are valuable. It's direct feedback that you probably won't get as a company. I know you have your feedback system on your website. People don't use that. That's just reality. A lot of good feedback comes from, people using social media. So Walthers, I hope you can get that feedback, and hopefully this works for you. But sorry, guys, I need to rant about that, because I don't like it when people do that. But anyways, let me know what you guys think about these card system down below, and I'll see you in the next video.